Greetings and salutations. This is your resident dorks coming at you with a discussion on whether or not Bucky Barnes or Captain America is the better character. I personally like Bucky more than Steve, but he is more Team Cap. So
Captain America all the way.
let's hear it for Captain America. Anyway, let's get into it. Go. Why do you think Steve is better?
I believe Steve is a better character because he's always about patriotism. He's Captain America, for crying out loud.
Well, yeah, but Bucky obviously loves America too. He's American, World War II veteran. Bucky's fun to watch. He is kind of like an old grumpy cat, especially when he gets more characters in the Winter Soldier, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. He's more out of his shell and more not just kind of there like he was in the Captain America movies. And it's just his dynamic that he has with Sam is really fun. Their little banter back and forth. Yeah, Steve's a good guy, but it's not really entertaining to watch like Bucky is.
No, I think Steve's very funny.
He has his moments, but so don't all the other characters in the MCU.
At least Steve didn't get brainwashed.
You're saying it like Bucky chose to become a Hydra Russian assassin for 70 years. You're saying, oh, Steve chose. Bucky didn't have a choice in the matter. He was taken by Soviets and used as a weapon.
I just wanted to get her going.
Well, you're great at that.
I think Steve's got better moments than Bucky because, he's the main character in the Captain America movies.
Yes, he's the main character. So you're going to be like, oh yeah, Steve. But Bucky having as little screen time as he did, as little lines, he really took everyone's attention. He stole the show. In the Winter Soldier, he had 13 lines, but he's the guy. You can't help but be like, what's going on with Bucky, and curious about what's happening with his character. You want to know more, and it's more entertaining to watch than just Steve blocking people's hits with a shield. We've seen that in the first movie. Yes, I love Steve. Steve is one of my favorite characters, but I think Bucky's better.
Well, I believe that Steve has the best moments in the movies because of how he is portrayed in all of them. He seems like a patriotic geek like I am.
If you want to talk about geeks, Bucky took Steve and the girls on their double date to the Stark Expo, the science whatever. He read The Hobbit when it first came out. Bucky would fit right in as a resident dork. He has that grumpy old man persona, but he's really just a nerd at heart. In the MCU, that's all I can account for. Haven't read the comics, but I would like to.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but you can get the nerd aspect, the really, really nerd aspect, from my other favorite character, Iron Man.
Tony's a scientist, technically, so it doesn't really count. Bucky's just a nerdy guy, just living his life. It's not really the same as Tony Stark. But why is Captain your fave? Talk about Steve. This is the debate between Steve or Bucky, which obviously if you're going off about Tony, that means I'm winning. Steve's kind of just Captain America. That's kind of all he is. Bucky isn't just the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier is the Winter Soldier. And then there's Bucky. Bucky is a interesting character to watch, and he's got a lot going on. Yeah, Steve has whatever, but it's really all he is just solid guy patriotism, do the right thing. That's not a bad thing necessarily, but that's kind of all Steve's got going on for him.
He makes a couple jokes here and there.
Yeah, but so doesn't almost every other character in the MCU. The occasional little one-liner, funny moment happens for all the characters, so that's not really a valid point for Steve being better than Bucky, because Bucky has those moments all the time. So does Sam. So does Peter. Both Peters, actually. Tony, that's literally Tony's whole thing. Then there's Rhodey and Rocket and even Drax. It's most of the characters have their funny lines they get in funny moments. So that's not really... Can't really just say that for Steve.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Captain America, period. The end.
How dare you quote Chris Evans at me?
He is Captain America.
Period. The end. Actually, Captain America has been handed over to Sam, which is great. You know, Sam is a good character, and him being Captain America gives him more leeway for more things to happen in the future. Chris Evans was good Captain America. Steve Rogers, Bucky is a better character than Steve. I'm sorry. It's the truth. But, guys, let's hear it for Captain America! References are what hold me together. And it's pretty relevant, because it was Bucky who said it. Steve is good. Good character. Just not as good as Bucky. Bucky's the best. One of the best characters in the whole MCU.
I don't know. I really think Captain America is one of the 3 greatest characters in Marvel movies. If you agree with me, help me out in the comments.
If anyone has any other points as to why Bucky's better than Steve, let us know as well. That was Resident Dorks here, signing off.
Catch you later.